Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Season 2 of Swagger from Apple TV+, which is based off of the life of Kevin Durant, and is about Jace Carson, played by Isaiah R. Hill, this young man who's trying to prove himself as a great basketball player and solidifying his future under the tutelage of his coach, played by O'Shea Jackson Jr., and in the second season, they go off to this prep school where O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s father had been heavily involved, and that sets him off on this different kind of course, coming at odds with Orlando Jones' character, who's like the one who runs all the sports there. There's a lot more of that authority kind of conflict because he has this very specific way of dealing with things, which is clashing with the young men on the team, but also O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character, and there's a lot of conflict there, and it adds layers, and it helps reinforce as well some of the actions of these young men in the first season in defense of a young woman, and how that comes to light, the court of public opinion, the actual authorities, and the sports board, the athletic board, and how all of these different kinds of things come to light, and dealing with real life challenges of these kinds of authorities and pushing down these young black men and potentially destroying their lives when they were doing something to protect a young woman from abuse from somebody who wasn't being punished. And you have all of those layers, but then you have all the teenage drama with Jace and Crystal and this will they, won't they finally come together. And I appreciated how this season really brought that story to the front and did act on that, and I felt like that was pretty satisfying. And you also got a lot of chances to show these young men really stepping up. There's a whole episode where they visited this juvenile detention center, and I thought that was great. It added some layers to their experiences, giving new perspective, giving them some appreciation of some of the privilege that they might have, that they're not stuck in that kind of situation. The basketball is exciting. It really takes the characters to the next level because now they're getting to go into college kind of thing, and how that reshapes their experiences and fighting for their futures. I think Chanel Ozoro, who plays Jace's mother, I think she's always a welcome addition to this show. There's some tensions between Ike, O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character, and some of the other coaches in terms of how they're dealing with the kids on the team, and I appreciated the journey that Ike goes on here too, trying to really be confident in himself as a coach and really trying to be the best coach that he can, and even maybe being called out by some of the other coaches for his fixation with Jace and not really focusing on the other student athletes. You have this show, which I'm going to keep saying this, these episodes don't need to be an hour and 7 minutes. That's the biggest complaint that I have about this. It just feels so long, and this isn't like Game of Thrones where you're trying to balance all of these giant kinds of scale and everything. It just feels long every week trying to get through an hour and 7 minutes or so of an episode. But in general, it still delivers on the drama. It has something to say, and I think this was a good progression for Season 2 of this show. But those are my thoughts on Swagger Season 2. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.